The knight cursed to battle his own shadow, Dati, an eternal punishment for pride. Welcome, dear travelers, to Tales Labyrinth, your gateway to the most captivating stories from ancient times and forgotten realms. Today's tale will chill your soul and challenge your spirit. The legend of the knight who fights his shadow. A story of pride, punishment, and an endless battle that knows no dawn. Stay with us until the very end. And if this tale moves you, support our channel with your like and subscription. Let us begin this dark journey together. First, the knight's arrogance and glory. In an ancient kingdom where stone castles touched clouded skies, there lived a knight whose skill in battle knew no equal among men. Sir Aldrich wore armor polished like silver mirrors, and his sword had tasted victory in every tournament across the civilized realm of old. Kings sought his service, lords feared his reputation, and common folk whispered his name with reverence whenever warriors gathered in torchlit taverns. He had conquered northern barbarians, defeated southern pirates, and brought glory to his banner through countless battles stained with enemy blood and honor. Yet with each triumph, his heart grew harder, his words sharper, and his respect for both gods and men diminished like shadows at noon. He boasted loudly in great halls that no power on earth or heaven could match his skill with blade and shield combined. Pride consumed him entirely, transforming a once noble warrior into a monument of arrogance that cast darkness over his own accomplishments and virtue. Second, the divine warning ignored. The gods watched from their celestial thrones as Aldrich's hubris grew like poison ivy, strangling an oak tree's mighty trunk and branches. An oracle arrived at his castle gates one autumn evening, cloaked in robes that seemed woven from twilight itself and ancient wisdom. She spoke with a voice like distant thunder, warning the knight that pride precedes the fall of even the mightiest among mortals. Humble yourself before the divine powers, she counseled, or face consequences that will haunt you beyond the grave's dark embrace and eternal silence. Aldrich laughed mockingly, his voice echoing through stone corridors where servants trembled and torches flickered with his contemptuous dismissal of sacred warning. He ordered his guards to cast the oracle out into the cold night, refusing even basic hospitality required by ancient laws. That same evening, he hosted a feast where he publicly mocked the gods themselves, raising his goblet in blasphemous toast to arrogance. Third, the curse takes hold. When midnight struck and the moon hung full above the castle's highest tower, something stirred in the chamber where Aldrich slept uneasily. His shadow, which had faithfully followed him through daylight hours and candlelit nights, began moving independently upon the cold stone wall. It peeled itself from the surface like dark parchment, taking three-dimensional form that mirrored the knight's own powerful build and stance. Aldrich woke to find himself facing an exact replica made of living darkness, armed with a blade as real as his own. The shadow attacked without warning or mercy, forcing the knight to defend himself desperately in his own bedchamber's confined and familiar space. They fought until dawn's first light dissolved the shadow back into harmless flatness, leaving Aldrich exhausted, bleeding and utterly bewildered by night's events. He told no one, believing it a nightmare born from spoiled wine, but when darkness fell again, the shadow rose once more. Fourth, the eternal battle begins. Night after night, the curse repeated itself with a mechanical precision that neither prayers nor rituals nor desperate pleas could halt or diminish. Every sunset brought dread as Aldrich prepared his weapons and armor, knowing the shadow would rise when moonlight replaced the sun's departure. The battle was always perfectly matched. Every strike he delivered, the shadow countered. Every defense he raised, the shadow broke through equally. Neither could claim victory, neither could accept defeat, and neither could escape this endless cycle of violence, repeating itself through countless moons. His servants heard the clashing of steel throughout the night, but found only their master alone at dawn, wounded and weary beyond measure. Word spread through the kingdom of the night's mysterious affliction, and scholars debated its meaning in libraries filled with dusty manuscripts and ancient texts. Some said it was divine judgment, others claimed demonic possession, but all agreed that Aldrich's arrogance had summoned this particular form of torment. Fifth, the shadow's endless victory. Years passed like falling leaves, and Aldrich's hair turned grey, while his body bore scars from 10,000 battles with his own darkness. He could never rest peacefully, never travel far from his cursed chamber, never know the simple comfort of dreamless sleep that blessed men. The shadow showed no mercy, no fatigue, no willingness to negotiate or accept surrender from its creator and eternal opponent in battle. In time, Aldrich understood the curse's true nature. It was not meant to kill him, but to imprison him in endless conflict forever. His pride had demanded he recognize no equal, so the gods gave him an opponent he could neither surpass nor escape from entirely. The knight who once boasted of invincibility now lived as a cautionary tale, his castle abandoned by all except the darkness awaiting nightfall. And so the battle continues through countless nights, a punishment eternal as the stars themselves, teaching lessons about pride to those who listen. Thus ends the haunting tale of Sir Aldrich, the knight forever bound to battle his own shadow in an endless cycle of divine retribution. His story reminds us that pride blinds even the mightiest among us, and that true strength lies not in arrogance, but in humility before powers greater than ourselves. If this legend has touched your heart or sparked your imagination, honor Tales Labyrinth with your like, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to journey with us through more ancient mysteries and timeless tales. Until our paths cross again in the next story, may you walk humbly and cast no shadow that might rise against you.